All right, we're going to continue on with our availabilities this morning at Talladega Superspeedway. We are now joined by Erik Jones, driver of the number 4 Toyota for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Erik is currently first in our championship point standings in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, leading defending champion Matt Crafton by 4 points. Erik, you've run well at the Superspeedways in the past, finishing 6th here last year and then runner-up at Daytona. Talk about returning to Talladega and racing at the Superspeedways.
Yeah, I've always seems like we've had, good luck here on the Superspeedways up to this point, and seems like we've had our bad luck actually in the Xfinity Series, so it's nice to been having these good runs on the Superspeedway stuff and Truck Series, and be able to get a 6th here last year in my first Superspeedway race and a 2nd in Daytona, and it's just a matter of for us trying to get through this one. I think we got a good enough truck obviously to compete with anybody that's here and try to go out and get the best day we can. So try to stay up front most of the day and stay out of trouble, try to lead a lap, get some extra points, and come out of it with a solid finish.
And then you've had 2 weeks off in the Camping World Truck Series. You're heading down this final stretch to Homestead. What's the mindset heading into these final races?
Well, for me, I think it's, trying to honestly just beat the 88 every weekend. As much as we want to go out and still win races, at the end of the day, we just need to go out and finish ahead of the 88 and keep gaining points on them and everybody else. So I feel like it's pretty much down to me and Matt at this point. Obviously, there's still some guys that are in it and eligible to be able to go and take the championship lead. But, I feel like at this point in the season, it's just kind of down to us too. So it's going to be a battle all the way to Homestead. I don't see, either one of us, hopefully definitely not Matt pulling away from me, but I don't see either one of us really pulling away from each other. So it should be a pretty good battle.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Please state your name and affiliation. Questions for Erik? We'll go up front and then back to Stan.
Brad Norman, NASCAR.com. Erik, coming to a place like this where it's just so unpredictable, is it different for you being here as a points leader as opposed to someone trying to catch the points leader?
No. I think last year when we were running for the Owners' Championship, at this point in the season we were still behind and trying to catch up and still had the same kind of mindset of, it's a wild card race, and you really just need to get through it for us. So, I don't think the mindset's any different. I don't think it's any more, defensive than it would be or less offensive than it would be in any sense. I think we're in with the same approach of, we need to have a solid weekend. Obviously, we just can't go out and ride around and finish 25th. We have to go out and try to have a top 10 run and lead a lap and just get as many points as we can.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Erik, what is the biggest thing you've learned about this form of track that doesn't really apply to any other circuit on the series?
Patience applies everywhere, but I think it's amplified here. The just being able to. There's so many times in this race where you'll see an opportunity that you think is there with maybe a run, the top's rolling. Or there's an opening that, I can take this and get to the lead right now that, as I've found out over time, that's not the way to do it. It seems like any time I take that opportunity, it seems like I lose more spots than I gain. So, just for me being patient and riding on the bottom and trying to pick up spots and wait for other people to make those moves and just try to take advantage of them sliding back. That's probably the biggest thing, that I've learned from the start of racing on these tracks to now.
Erik, does the change from 3 green-white checkers to 1 attempt kind of bottle up everything that could play out in those 3 attempts that you would have had into that one if the race does go over into overtime? Does it make the stakes higher at all, or does it really change much?
That's a tough call. I think for here that's the right decision. Obviously with 3 green-white checkers we were wrecking a fair amount of equipment even in the Truck Series. So. I don't think it'll bottle anything up, any of the, the thought of, when somebody was having 1 green-white checker that there was going to be more. I don't think it'll kind of consolidate that into one big, mess. I think it's still going to be hectic. I think anytime you got, all these guys in the top 10 that really have a shot to win a race in 2 laps, I think everybody's going to go for it just as much. So, there's still probably going to be chaos, but hopefully it'll kind of limit that a little bit.
All right, we'll go to Jerry and then come back up front.
Terry Jordan kicking the tires. Erik, looking back over the truck schedule, you guys haven't had 5 straight that I could tell. How much stress does this put on the team and on you to close out this season with 5 in a row like that?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been racing consistently every week, and I think that's actually been kind of nice for our team just to get a little bit ahead. And actually, most of our trucks are done for the rest of the season. So, we're just kind of really making sure everything's prepared as well as possible. Obviously, for the rest of the season, everything needs to go right. We can't have a part failure. We can't really have anything like that happen that's going to really take us out of this championship hunt. So, it's stressful, I think, for everybody at this point. 5 races to go. You want to make sure everything's right, and they're doing everything you can, but at the end of the day, sometimes there's things that you can't prevent. So you're always worried about that and stressing about that. But 5 straight weeks is a lot on a truck team at any time in the season. But I think we're as well prepared as we can be.
Jessica Ruffin, NASCAR.com. You were talking about wanting to run up front right away here. How important is qualifying here at Talladega?
Well, I think it's just as important as any other place on the schedule, if not a little bit more important, just from the sense of, it's hard to gain track position here, especially in the truck series. As we've seen in years past, we're pretty predominantly on the bottom, and it's pretty hard to get up to the top or make another line work. So, if you can start up front, a lot of times you'll stay up there most of the day, and that's what we've done so well at, here last year. At Daytona, we started up front, and we were just able to kind of maintain that the most of the day. So, we'll see how it goes. Depending on where we qualify, I think we can work our way to the front, but it's just not as easy here as it is at some other places.
Any final questions for Erik? All right, Erik, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.